So this uke has a broken neck. You can see me beginning to work away on this uke by scraping away the existing glue. Some of you may have noticed that it is a flat surface glued onto a flat surface, and that's why this has failed. That's what's called a butt joint. We are not going to be using a butt joint in this repair. Instead, I opted for not ideal but sufficient fix here. I'm going to create 3 dowels. So see those small wooden cylinders? We're going to use them as kind of teeth that'll fit into the neck and also into the body, hopefully binding the two securely for many years to come. So you can see these pilot holes. Now unfortunately I didn't have dowels or drill bits that were the same size, so I had to get creative. I'm working the holes slightly larger and the dowels slightly smaller until eventually I get a snug fit between all 3. Now this is not an ideal scenario and I wouldn't recommend it, but it was an experiment. You live and you learn. Here you can see me creating the holes in the body. Now it took a while of widening and refining and sanding, using the rotary tool to get everything to fit snugly. And eventually I got there. You want it to be what's called a press fit, where you can press the two together and they fit comfortably. I was just making sure with strings that everything lined up, and once I was happy enough, it's time to glue. So here you see me gluing in the holes and trying to, in as controlled a way as possible, get the neck to fit snugly against the body. Then this is me clamping it, cleaning up any glue, letting that dry. The obligatory visit from my supervisor, and the camera seemed to fall asleep. Okay, so the saddle was lost, so I needed to make a new one. So here you can see me using a bone blank. That's just a piece of bone. And we're sanding it down and marking it out exactly what shape it should be, thickness, depth, length. And here you see me fitting it back into the uke and intonating the instrument. So figuring out, does the point of contact need to be moved forwards or back or that kind of thing. So in this instance, they had to all be moved back. So I noticed a little bit of a sympathetic buzz, so I narrowed that down to the electronics. So I took the electronics out, and yeah, surely the cable tidier had come loose from the side of the instrument. So here you see me re-gluing it and putting that back against the side wall inside the body of the uke. Putting the strap button back in before moving on to fixing the bridge. So there's a bit of an issue here. You can see that's lifted at the back, and here you'll see me using high viscosity super glue to try to bind that bridge back to the soundboard. Now this is actually a bridge that I've worked on before. I don't know if you noticed that this is this ukulele's second time on the channel. I would be concerned that long term this bridge is just not sufficient for the instrument, and it's at some point we might have to go with just a larger bridge that distributes the torque across the soundboard, because it lifts and bellies. But that would be a fix for another day. Here you see me using the internal tuner on the pickup system that I previously installed. So have a listen to it and see what you think.
Happy Christmas.